The instant the words left my mouth, I realized I had crossed a line. Maybe I should just run off with Daniel. I joked, tossing my hair like it was harmless banter. But James didn't laugh. His hand, hovering near his coffee cup, froze midair. His hazel eyes, usually soft after 12 years together, hardened into a storm I had never seen before. You think that's funny? His voice was calm, but each syllable carried enough weight to cut through me. My forced smile crumbled. I tried to brush it off, insisting I hadn't meant it, but he pushed his chair back with a slow scrape and walked toward the door. No yelling, no slammed doors, just silence that felt louder than any fight we'd ever had. And that silence became the last thing he gave me. We were never married legally, but we had built a life together. 12 years of late-night drives, a tiny apartment full of laughter and arguments, and a scar on his chin from when he slipped fixing the sink. He had always been steady, reliable, there, perhaps too much so. Restlessness had been gnawing at me, though I never admitted aloud. Daniel, my co-worker, wasn't special. Too polished, too smooth, the kind of man who thought charm was enough. But he noticed me, or at least I convinced myself he did. And maybe that tiny sliver of attention made me feel something James no longer gave. So when I threw Daniel's name into a careless joke, I didn't see it for what it was, a shot straight into the heart of everything James and I had built. That night, James didn't come home. His car vanished from the driveway. His phone went straight to voicemail. His clothes still hung in our closet, but it was as if he had dissolved into thin air. I told myself he just needed space, that he'd return once the sting faded. But days bled into weeks, and then a letter arrived. 3 weeks later, my name appeared in his familiar handwriting. No return address. My hand shook as I opened it. For you, it was a joke. For me, it was everything I'd been trying not to face. You don't love me. You don't respect me. I refuse to live where I'm invisible. Don't come looking. I'm gone. The words blurred as tears stained the page. He wasn't bluffing. He wasn't testing me. He was gone, really gone. The guilt sank into every corner of my life. At the store, I'd reach for his cereal before realizing he wasn't there to eat it. At night, I rolled toward the cold side of the bed, aching for warmth I'd once taken for granted. Friends asked where he was. I lied, saying work had him traveling. But rumors spread, whispers replaced questions. People knew I had broken something beyond repair. The cruelest part was that I hadn't cheated. I'd never touched Daniel, never even wanted to. It wasn't desire that ruined us, but recklessness, a careless test of James's devotion, a test I failed miserably. Months later, I found him. It wasn't an accident. I pieced together small traces, a friend's mention, a rumor. They said he worked at a repair shop in a small town over an hour away. I drove there with my heart pounding, hope and dread tangled inside me. When I saw him, the change was clear. He was thinner, his hair messier, his face sharper. Still James, but different. Hardened. Why James? I whispered, stepping into the shop. He froze, then turned. His eyes, once full of storms and fire, were hollow now. What are you doing here? His tone was flat, stripped of warmth. I stammered, desperate. It was a joke. A stupid joke. That's all it was. He let out a laugh, bitter, jagged. Do you know what it feels like to hear the woman you love joke about another man? To lie awake wondering if maybe it wasn't a joke? That maybe you wanted him? I shook my head, sobbing. No, James. I swear, there was nothing between us. He stepped closer, eyes cutting into me. But it could have been. And the fact you dangled that possibility told me all I needed to know. My knees weakened. Please, don't throw it all away over one mistake. His gaze held mine for what felt like forever before he shook his head. It wasn't one mistake. It was years of being invisible. That joke was just the proof I couldn't ignore anymore. You didn't see me, or you didn't care, and I can't stay where I don't exist. He turned away, leaving me shaking and broken in that workshop, the smell of oil and sawdust clinging to the air. His silence was final. I stopped searching after that, not because I wanted to, but because I finally understood some wounds never close, some doors never reopen. A year later, divorce papers came in the mail. No confrontation, just a signature and a blank space for mine. My hand trembled as I signed, ink smudging across the page like my heart had across our years together. People think betrayal is loud, an affair, a kiss, a hotel room. But sometimes it's quiet, a careless laugh, a single reckless word. I never cheated, but I betrayed him all the same. And that betrayal carved a scar we could never erase. I still think about him every day. Where he is, if he's happy. If someone new makes him feel valued in a way I never did. In the silence of the night, I whisper his name, as though regret could carry across the distance. But he's gone, and I was the one who pushed him away. 2 years later, I saw him again, across the street at a cafe. He was laughing, truly laughing, with a woman I didn't know. His hand rested gently over hers. She looked at him with a warmth I once gave. Maybe he didn't see me. Maybe he did and chose to look away. I stood frozen, watching. My chest ached, not with jealousy, but with the unbearable truth. He had healed. He had moved on, and I was still trapped in the ruins of my own mistake. I memorized a moment, knowing it was the last piece of him I'd ever keep. Then I turned and walked away, carrying the weight of every careless word, every reckless action, every lost chance to truly see him. A weight that will never lift.